Good evening, rockers. Vegas Rock Goddess here on the rocks. Total entertainment. Coming to you live from somewhere off the Las Vegas Strip. Tonight, I have a great interview with a band called Antisaint. They are from Wyoming. This band has recently got chosen to do the Download Festival, which is a huge rock festival. I mean, Metallica is going to be there. So many bands. So I'm really excited for this band. We're going to talk to them and see how 23 has been I can't even talk tonight. Treating them so far. So thanks for sticking with On the Rocks Total Entertainment. I'm Carol Nevin, and tonight it's going to be fun with these guys. So we're just going to sit here for just a second. I'm going to fill you in on what's going on for the week. Monday, I have an interview with Mr. Larry Pascal. He is an amazing artist from Austin, Texas. We're going to sit down on the rocks and talk to him and see what he's planning on. He's an amazing artist, guitarist, vocalist. So super excited to chat with him. Also this week, Dead Label. They'll be coming on Thursday. And then I have a special interview coming up Wednesday with Generation Landslide. They are a Vegas band. Actually a pretty awesome Vegas band. I met them at Rockstar Bar right here in Las Vegas last year. So I'm super excited to have them on the rocks. We're going to talk to them and see what 23 has got in store for that band as well. They have some new music that's going to be coming out too. Shows coming up in the next few weeks. Sick Century, one of my favorite bands, is going to be on, and I've been following them. They've been following me for the past year or so. Great bunch of guys. The vocalist is absolutely amazing, so we're going to talk to them. Excited about that as well. At the end of the month, on the 28th, just confirmed, I will be speaking to Low Level Devils. That's another TikTok find. This band found me. I found them on TikTok. If you don't know who Low Level Devils are, go to Spotify.com and put in Low Level Devils. So I'm excited to talk to that band. They have a lot of energy. So it's going to be super fun to talk to them on the rocks. A lot of bands are following me on TikTok. It's a great venue to find new bands. Not only Facebook and Instagram, but check out TikTok because you're going to find the latest, greatest. I found a band called Gravel on TikTok. They're an amazing live band. So if you don't know who Gravel is, go to Spotify.com and put in Gravel. Another great band. So lots and lots of great interviews coming up. So tonight we're going to talk to Antisaint out of Wyoming, and we're going to see how excited they are about going to the Download Festival. I'm excited for them. I've never been to Download, but it's like a concert to be remembered. So super cool. So we're going to sit and wait for them. Thank you for watching and subscribing to On the Rocks Total Entertainment. Lots of great interviews coming up. Lots of great travel plans. Came back from Nashville about a month ago. It was a great trip. I don't know if you got to see the interview I had with Anthony Corder of Tora Tora. Great friend of mine. He's an amazing artist. He just came off the Monsters of Rock cruise. So yeah, check Anthony's interview out on the rocks. It's really great. He's an awesome guy. We could have talked for hours. So super excited for that as well. So we're gonna sit here. All right, it looks like they're knocking at my door. Let's get Matt Whiteman in here. Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on the rocks. This is a great opportunity for me because your band is pretty amazing. I was watching your videos, listening to some of your music.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how excited are you guys to go to Download Festival?
Super excited. It's just around the corner now. Seems like it was just yesterday when we announced it. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a huge festival. That's like, if you go to download, you're like in. I've never been there, so I'm so excited for you guys that you're going.
Yeah, no, it's a huge honor to be part of it, especially being an unsigned band and having relatively small numbers. It's been cool though with just the festival announcing all their stuff. Uh, we've been seeing videos pop up on YouTube and podcasts and things like that, where people are like, "I don't know much about this Antisaint band, but it sounds promising, so definitely check it out." So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah, I saw that video, and let me tell you, you guys really command the stage. I loved it. So I think when people see your band live, I think that's when they're really going to kind of embrace your sound. And I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys live.
Yeah, no, it's the numbers just don't represent what we are and what we're capable of. Like we had a soft reset during the pandemic and everything. So
Right.
pretty much we've been going at it for a solid year now. We returned to stage last August. So yeah, it hasn't been quite a year yet, but yeah, we're excited. We waited too long to get these opportunities, and we kind of got the
Right.
chip on our shoulder going into it. And we're gonna deliver. So
Well, great. Let's talk a little bit about you guys are from Wyoming. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the history of this band. How did you guys get together and when did you start playing?
yeah, so the band the it's mainly comprised of my brother and I. So we've been playing since we were kids. I want to say I started around 8 or 9 with him, just doing like AC/DC covers and the classic rock stuff that was easy to learn. And it just kind of grew and kept going and going and going. And we started writing original songs together probably around when I was 12 or 13, and did that for about 10 years in the Denver area. And it was a long learning process. We gradually got opportunities to open up for bigger and better bands. We got to tour. We got to learn a lot on tour from veteran guys. Boot camp style. It was a it was a grind, but definitely thankful to learn it at a pretty young age. So, when everything shut down and we were sitting on this Vaticinate album that we just released officially last year, we were sitting on it during the pandemic, and we were just like, let's take this opportunity, let's rebrand, let's restructure here. So, old band went away, new band came in. We released Vaticinate during pandemic, had a great show to do an official release last year here in Cheyenne with the new hometown. And yeah, just shortly after that, we got the Drowning Pool tour, and then Download came along. So it's off to a good start.
Yeah, you guys are really grinding it, and that's important, getting your name out there. Are you guys on TikTok?
We don't do much TikTok.
Okay.
We're on the other socials though. We're
Yeah,
on
you're on Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see your band do TikTok videos from your shows once you start going on the road. I mean, trust me, you're gonna
Hmm.
get a lot more followers.
Yeah, no, we're definitely trying to get back on the social train because it's tough being a band, and when you're not doing things to post stuff and be relevant. There's only so many things you can say, like, "Hey, check out our song," or here's this piece of
Well,
behind the scenes from.
and
So
I totally understand that. The bands that I work with, though, what I'm saying to them, this is just the advice I've given all of them. If you're writing a song, if you're tuning up a guitar, do a 2 minute or a minute TikTok. Hey, I'm working on this new tune. I'm tuning up my guitar. How's everybody doing? You know, that's it. It's not a 20-minute or 30-minute video. You want to
Yeah.
get, if you're rebranding, let me tell you, that's going to totally help you.
Oh, for sure. You know, like we've done the stories and all that stuff. Like we just came out of the studio doing a brand new single that's about to release. So we give our fans kind of an inside, quick, looks at that process during the day.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. That was really good.
yep, and then we've got a whole archive of it, like really long videos on our Patreon. Like if you really want to be a fly on the wall and see how the recording process is, because a lot of people, it kind of cracks me up too. Like my friends don't even realize how the recording process is so different than a live performance. And I think that's because a lot of people just they see old footage of like the Beatles or Rolling Stones, all those bands during the tape era gathered together in one room and doing one take, and that's the take. It's not done that way these days anymore because you have to be perfect on everything. Like that's just what people want to hear. So we've got some cool videos of showing like me doing the same vocal line for 20 minutes straight, just trying to
Yeah,
get that
I did
exact
see.
take.
Yeah, I hopped on that Patreon little video that you guys had. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's great though.
Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to offer more inside looks into the stuff. It's just I don't know. I feel like I'm on that weird border of age gap where like I'm young enough to still need, social media and all this stuff. But I'm also old enough where like TikTok and these micro videos are just like not the center of my world. Like I had a MySpace. That was my first,
Oh yeah.
like I've seen the entire
Okay,
progression
people,
of
you remember
social media.
MySpace, right?
Yeah.
What was that
Yeah,
dude's name?
exactly.
What was that dude named Zach? He'd come on.
Tom, I think.
Zach is saying hi to you. That's funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
yeah, let's talk about this new single that you guys have coming out on June 9th. Paradise.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's the first little sneak into our full length album that we're working on. And this full length album is going to be about the time in the pandemic for us as creative types on the brink of success. And then it was just taken away from us overnight and just kind of how we had to deal with that as creators and just people. So it's going to be a dark and serious album. But the Paradise song, it's more of your radio friendly banger, 3.5 minute, just boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And it's about kind of what we discussed, that whole social media thing, but it's more oriented towards the side of when you're involved in it too much, where your life is dictated by it. And so
Yeah,
that's what the song is about. It's parody about we're all living in this artificial paradise that we create for ourselves. And
right.
so that's going to be the first glimpse into the new project.
Okay. And is that the self-titled album, or do you guys have a working title?
Nope, got no titles, got no. Hopefully we'll get it out next year. It kind of depends on how busy we'll be on the second half of this year, but right now we're just actively writing and kind of gathering those thoughts and emotions from 2 year ago. So
Yeah. And I mean, let me tell you, I was interviewing bands all through pandemic. And as I was interviewing these bands on Keep Rock Alive, they were breaking up. Like we would be going on air in 1 hour and I would get a DM from the drummer. I'm sorry, but the band just broke up. And we're like, okay, we got to scramble for something you know what I mean? So it not only affected
yeah,
musicians such as yourself, it affected rock journalists as well, because we were getting hit from all sides, you know?
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. Like it impacted so many people, and everybody lost so much momentum. Um, Us personally, we were working out a record deal right around the time pandemic hit, and of course, when all that stuff happens, um, it's just not on the table anymore. It's not
right,
important, and I don't even think that label. I don't think they made it with because they had to rely on just artists constantly touring and
right.
selling music, and none of that stuff was going on. So,
So you're still,
you
you
know,
guys are still working for, looking for a label then?
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I've come to a point where I've realized like to get to that next step that we're hoping to get to, we have to get that label, or we have to get somebody else. It can't just be this band anymore for what we envision. So it's exciting though. We've regained some interest and turning some heads again. And download's a huge opportunity to get in front of a lot of media folks, and we're just going to keep pushing it.
Yeah, I mean, getting your band exposure, it should be the number one focus, until you guys get to download. Um, yeah, because I mean, you have an amazing sound. You've got all your ducks are lined up in a row now. You know, Pandemic's over. It's time to rock.
Yep.
It's time to
Oh
move
yeah,
forward.
and I'll say like, look, I came out of the pandemic when I played the show last August, opening up for Puddle of Mud. That was the return back, and it just felt so much better. It was almost like playing the first show again. So I've got a greater appreciation to be back on stage than what I had 2, 3 years ago, and we've just matured a little bit more where it's time to really just grind down and take these opportunities and be confident that we can deliver a successful product to the industry people and deliver an incredible show and music for fans.
Yeah, because it was funny when I saw that live clip. Um, you guys were playing to not a big crowd, but you guys played like it was 50,000 people out there. And that's what these record companies want to see,
Yeah, I
and that's
mean,
what the
I'm
fans
not,
want to see.
yeah, like I can't control how many people show up to a show, but I can control my performance and give it my all, even to a somewhat filled room. So that's what the focus is just giving it our all on all aspects now, and we've learned a lot from our past band and experiences from that.
Yeah, and that's great. Why don't you tell us about all the members in your band?
Yeah, so like I had mentioned, my brother is with us. He's the guitarist. Um, our bass player, he's a cool guy. We actually went to high school. I didn't know that because I'm a couple years ahead of him, but I graduated early from high school, go on tour for In This Moment, to open up for In This Moment. So I kind of left early, but it was cool. We reunited when we were recording the album Vaticinate. He was the studio's engineer at the time, or not even engineer. I think he was intern. Um, so yeah, so he got behind the project and worked it with us, and we eventually needed a new bass player, and he's an excellent bassist. Just very well versed in many genres, and um, he really likes metal, and it was just a good fit. And then our drummer, he is a young, talented kid, 17 years old, just
Wow.
turned it too. So we got another solid year till he's 18. But this guy's got some chops. He's learned from some of the best drum instructors, drummers in the world, and it just kind of all fell in line for last year's tour that we did with Drowning Pool. We needed a drummer, and we were talking to Drowning Pool's drummer, and he's like, "Look, here's this here's this kid Jackson. And my brother had met him earlier in that year on Shiprock when he was out there doing stuff with Drowning Pool and all that. So we knew him a little bit and his family. And I was like, yeah, let's take a gamble because when I was his age, I was on tour opening up for him this moment. So I know what he's capable of. I know kind of the same mindset that he was going through. So it was cool to bring him out on that tour and kind of show him the ropes and teach him things. And he's just a great drummer. In a couple years' times, he's going to be phenomenal. So it's been a pleasure to work with him. He did all the drum work on this up and coming single that we got coming up. So yep. And so that's the band. It's 4-piece. We like to keep it pretty simple. Just heavy and melodic. That's what we shoot for.
Yeah, I mean, your sound is really kind of unique. Because when I was listening to you, it's funny you mentioned Drowning Pool, because I'm thinking it sounds like a little Drowning Pool to me, just a little bit. You know what I mean? You have a lot of different elements in your sound.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, my influences are on the new metal side. So Drowning Pool, Disturbed, Slipknot, Korn. I think one of the first metal albums I listened to was Disturbed's Sickness. And I was always just fascinated on how these guys can scream and then sing all in the same line. And that's what kind of led me down to this path that I do is I just got inspired by that. And I took it to my vocal teacher. I'm like, there's got to be a technique to this. It's not like these guys are just yelling at the top of their lungs and whatnot. And there absolutely is a technique. And I've been studying it. I've been practicing it for over 10 years. And I feel really confident with my vocals now. And I'm excited to kind of be a voice in this genre. And hopefully, one day when somebody's listening to an Antisaint album, they're like, how does he do that? It kind of repeats the cycle.
Right. It's funny you mentioned Disturbed because I'm from Chicago, and Disturbed is from Chicago. I've actually I saw their first show in Chicago before they hit the road, when they got signed by a record deal and that band is absolutely phenomenal. David Draymond has one of the most powerful vocals in the business.
Yeah, I saw Disturbed the first time when I think I was 13 or 14. It was 7th grade. And it was just like, yeah, I'm sold. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, that's awesome because Disturbed is one of the headliners at Download the day we play.
I know.
So
I'm so excited about that for you guys. I mean,
yeah,
all of those guys are from Chicago. I like not met them, but in passing at clubs and special events when I was out in Chicago. Super great guys, very approachable. They love their fans.
oh yeah. I've met John Moyer a couple times.
Yeah,
Their bassist through just Drowning Pool gigs. Super cool dude. I sang Bodies with him on stage one night. That was cool. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to catch their set for sure at Download
yeah.
again.
It's funny you mentioned Drowning Pool. The first time I saw Drowning Pool with the original lead singer, God rest his soul, amazing. But I saw Drowning Pool at Ozfest up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I actually was almost like right in front of the stage. It was crazy, man. I mean, people were moshing, bodies were flying all over the place. I mean, it was a pretty awesome experience to see that band live in their beginning.
Yeah. I can only look at video and stuff because when I saw Drowning Pool the first time, it was with Ryan. But just talking to them on tours and getting to know them pretty much family members. It's just incredible and almost really inspiring to see how just no matter what was thrown their way, they kept going and
They
kept
did.
going, and it's remarkable on how their career was. You know, it was just so misfortunate what happened with Dave because uh yeah, he was one of the best vocals to ever be in the genre
You
for
know,
sure.
Dave, I'll tell you a little story. I don't know if you know this, but him and Dimebag Daryl were friends.
Yep.
Okay. Did you
So
see?
is CJ. Yep.
Yes. Have you seen the video for Dimebag Daryl? He's in it.
Uh
You have to see it, okay? He's
yeah.
actually in it. They're partying at his house. They're lighting fireworks inside
Yeah.
of Dime's house. I mean, it's great. You've got to see it.
Yeah, no, I've heard so many stories from from the guys, you know, and it's kind of cool. And I think that's the way Pantera embraced Drowning Pool. Drowning Pool embraced us, and I would love to do that with another band. You know, if I'm fortunate enough to become successful, and just find somebody deserving of it, and really teach them the ropes, and really get involved, and because I mean, this genre, it's not going to grow if we don't develop young talent.
Right. I mean,
You know,
you
it's
have to
not
pay
going
it
to.
forward. You have to pay it
Yeah.
forward. And I think you guys are a great example of, grinding it every day and not expecting it to come your way. You're paying the dues.
Oh yeah, a lot of dues,
Right. And that's
and a
important.
lot more to come.
Yeah, that's super, super
Oh yeah.
important. Okay, so let's talk, what how does you pronounce that song? But what is it? Vaticinate? Is that what it's called?
Vaticinate.
Yeah. Tell
Yeah.
me about Vaticinate and how you guys came up with that name for the song.
So the name is Latin for to prophesize. Um,
Okay.
the album is it's a loosely based concept album with the theme of 1984 and that, you know, just dystopia of control and all that stuff. So the original idea behind the project was to break it up into three separate EPs and tour each EP over the span of a year and hopefully hit the same markets. And what we wanted to do was basically bring three different shows to the city. So if people return to our show, they saw a completely different show the next time and the next time. You know, the theme would be, or the stage would be based on whatever EP was going. So we've got three distinct parts to it. To Fear is more kind of classic rock groove stuff going on. The second part is To Digest, and it's more on the lines of new metal and heavy. And then the third part is To Create, and it's a little more, a little creative out there. You know, we covered Tears for Fears on there, and then it's got a heavy song, Parasite, and then it's a little Deftonesy too. So so three parts make up the entire album, and you know we finished recording it. I think it was 2020, just like New Year's or so. You know,
Right.
and we spent a year about kind of just sitting on it and developing out the whole roadmap, you know, releases and all that. And then we got label attention behind it. And then when that happens, you know, that takes up some time. And then finally, when all that stuff was about to wrap up, pandemic. Yeah, so the album it's concept stuff. It's not. I mean, there is stuff based on life experiences, but I was relatively young when I wrote that album. I was 22, 22 or 23, so not a whole lot had happened
Right.
yet as compared to now. So, uh, yeah, it's a fun album to listen to and to play. I think this, like I mentioned earlier in this interview, that the next stuff will be more on the lines of real life experience and emotions and all that. But
Right.
it was a good album to come out of and really demonstrate the growth that we had, coming off of those tours, and really just kind of settling down as really wanting to do this.
And that's great. Now, before we wrap it up, do you guys have anything special planned for download? Like, how much time are you going to have on stage?
So we just got all of that, but it's still disclosed, so I can't say, but it's a fair amount.
That's
It's
okay.
a
I'll
fair
let my
amount of
viewers
time.
know later.
Yeah, it's a fair amount of time.
Okay.
That's for sure.
That's
And,
cool.
once we can announce it, keep an eye on socials, because
Oh
we'll
yeah,
definitely be posting
totally.
that stuff.
I'll totally blow it up for you.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell the viewers exactly where they can find all your stuff on Linktree, Instagram, and all that?
Yeah. So like you said, we have a link tree. It's linktree/Antisaint band. Facebook, Instagram, Antisaint band. We have a Patreon, like I talked about that earlier in the interview. And we're on all places that play music: Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, all that. So pretty much where you get your music, we're on there.
That's awesome. I want to thank you for coming on. It was great meeting you. Hopefully, the next time I have you guys on, we'll have the whole band on.
Yeah.
That
Good
would be
luck.
awesome. I know you
We're
guys are
rarely in the
busy.
room.
I know. Okay. Well, tell them all I said hi. Thanks for coming on, and I'll be in touch soon. Okay. We'll do a follow-up interview next few months.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Well, Antisaint, what a great band. They have a great future ahead of them. They're going to download. Download is a huge deal in the US. And Metallica is going to be there. There's going to be Drowning Pool, Disturbed. Some of the hottest rock bands in the world will be playing Download Festival. So I wish Antisaint good luck. And we'll follow up with them in the next few months. They have a new record coming out, single on June 9th, Paradise. So watch out for that. I'll let you guys know when the release date is for sure, but they're saying June 9th for the single. So looking forward to that. New music will be following sometime next year. So thank you for watching On the Rocks, Total Entertainment. I am the Vegas rock goddess, Carol Nevin, and I will see you next time.